This is the rest of lesson 4 for module 6. We're going to go through these examples and make sure that we answer all parts to each question. So here's our diagram. Now, before we start, we should probably fill in as much as we know. Here's a right angle, so I'm just going to write 90 because a lot of times that's easier to deal with than the right angle mark. Now, when I'm looking at this relationship, I could find this angle because these would be angles on a line. This is then vertical to this. I could fill that in. And then I would know all of the angles to do angles on a point like we just did in the previous examples. Or you can look and say, all right, well, these two lines cross to form an X. And when that happens, opposite angles are equal. So that means that this angle is opposite this angle. That's called vertical, and they are equal to each other. Let's set up the equation like that. All right, so we have two angles that make up the big angle, so we're going to add them together, 5x plus 3x. This angle over here is 90 plus 30. So 5x plus 3x is 8x. 90 plus 30 is 120. So we're going to divide both sides by 8. So x is equal to 15. All right, so now it says to set up the equation itself for x, which we did, but now we also have to find angle BAC. If you look, angle BAC is 5x, and x is 15, so 5 times 15 is 75. We also have to find BAH. BAH is 3x, so 3 times 15 is 45. All right, I'm going to have you try the next one on your own. You can use any method that you would like to solve this problem. When you're done, just hit play and make sure that you have the correct answer. All right, I'm going to fill in the 90 here. I could do it this way, where you have this as y. So y plus 42 plus 90 is 180. It forms this straight line right here. So y plus 132 is 180. Subtract 132 from both sides. So y is 48. Now if this is 48, then this is also 48 because their opposite angles are equal. And now I have all 6 angles. I know they form a circle, so that adds up to 360. So x and 5x, 48, 90, 48, and 42 will all add up to 360. All right, 5x plus x is 6x, 48, 90, 48, and 42 is 228. Subtract 228 from both sides. So 6x is equal to 132. Divide both sides by 6, and x is 22. Now we can't stop there. We do have to find angle DHF. DHF is x, which is 22 degrees. And angle AHD is 5x, or 5 times 22, which is 110 degrees. All right, this example right here is pretty easy to identify that these are opposite angles, and opposite angles are equal. But this is actually an 8th grade equation that you've never solved before. So let's set this up and let me walk you through this. So we know these are vertical angles, they're opposite each other, and vertical angles will be equal to each other. So this angle will be equal to this angle, which is x plus 30. Now, just like solving an equation in any other way, we want to get all the x's to one side and all the numbers to the other side. notice there's x's on both sides here. So we have to get rid of one of those x's, or I should say we have to move one of those x's. If I move 3x over here, you're going to be left with 0. You don't want to be left with 0 at this point. So we're going to move this x to this side. I'm going to do that by subtracting. Why am I going to subtract? X minus x is 0, so that cancels out. And 30 is the only thing left, or 0 plus 30 is 30. 3x minus x is 2x. So you're going to divide both sides by 2, so x is equal to 15. Now we're going to find the angles. So one of the angles is 3x, and since x is 15, I'm going to multiply 3 times 15, which is 45. The other angle is x plus 30, and if I substitute in 15, I get 15 plus 30, which is 45, which makes sense because opposite angles are equal, and both of those angles are equal to each other. Now, I'd like you to flip the page and do the next example on your own. Try it out. Use this as a reference. When you're done, you can check the answer.